John Allen. Welcome back to Talk Local here on Rogers TV, brought to you in partnership with Brant News. Tonight we are talking all about retirement planning and estate planning with a couple of experts in the fields. Ted Pease is working on the estate planning side, has been for a long time. Brent McKay, financial planner, specializes in retirement. We've been talking about all the ins and outs of retirement, estate planning, all the different things you can do, and how you can talk to clients and get them in the door. Maybe some of the one of the best ways to convince somebody that it's a good idea to do this is maybe to hear a little bit about what can happen if you don't, though. I'm wondering if you've got a couple of anecdotes maybe about what can happen if you don't do this right and keep on top of things.
Well, Sean, one of my more complicated situations I get involved in, I mentioned earlier, are people in second marriages with children from prior marriages.
Yes.
So I have an example in Toronto where the husband had 3 children, the wife had 1 child from before, and we're talking 4 or 5 million in assets, so this isn't a small situation. And actually the fellow was a fairly sophisticated fellow, but he didn't listen to my advice. I recommend in a second marriage scenario, 100% of the time, instead of leaving your money outright to each other, you should set up a spousal trust where you take care of each other for life, but when your second spouse dies, the money is split equally among the 4 kids, or in whatever proportion you decide as a couple. So in this scenario, he did not listen. They did not listen to me, and they left all their money to each other, made each other the executors. On second to die, it's supposed to go equally to the 4. 6 months later, husband dies. Wife comes in 2 weeks later. I don't like the way his kids treated me at the funeral. Gone. They're out of the will. She then went into a coma 6 months later and is not able to change her will, and the situation just sits there, and it's going to be potential litigation. So you see these kinds of scenarios where didn't do the proper job and left the burden on your family. And so that's, you have to not a lot of lawyers don't deal with spousal trust and that sort of thing, but in this case, this is an example where people go, you're right, I need to do my homework and take care of things.
It really comes down to setting things up properly while you're still able to do it.
Exactly.
I wanted to ask you, Ted, because a lot of the times it's not something people want to talk about. What's the pitch to get anybody who's watching who's maybe just, I don't want to talk about when I'm gone, when I'm dying?
That's probably why there's 50% of Canadians that don't do their wills. They don't want to talk about it. If they don't have wills, there's a statute that says who gets the money. And if you both die, it's it's either the wife's family or the husband's family, and that usually gets the couple in. They don't want all their money going to the wife's family. They want to split it equally. Or if they have children, if you've got children and you don't set up a proper trust in the will, they get it all when they're 18. And I don't know how many people you guys have known that inherited money when they're 18. It usually is not there when they're 20. So those are the 2 quick horror stories that I tell people. Get in and do the planning. Otherwise, your money's going to go where you don't want it to go. Well,
guys, we're just about out of time. I just wanted to take a minute, though, to say thank you on behalf of myself, and I'm sure everybody watching, because there was a lot of good information that came out about retirement planning and estate planning. So thanks, guys, for coming on and sharing all your knowledge. Tune in next week on Talk Local.